Hello, it's Carlton Wilborn with Living Front and Center, and I welcome you and I thank you for showing up to view this video of my webinar series. And today's topic is, it's a really good one for me. It's all about we are gifts. Yes, this is actually a topic from a piece of poetry that I wrote that also ended up in my book. You'll find that some of the topics that I cover will be writings that I've done in the past that I'm deciding to bring more attention to, because I think that there's a bigger voice for them, and it's perfect to serve you right now. So I'm going to get right into it. This is good. We are gifts, and it says, tall, dark, or light, bamboo thin to sweet melon bigger, short with a sway or straight, we all define the godly figure. From hair so intimately tight to the merrily dancing lawn, it's the place of pure acceptance that for all we should belong. We are the gifts, we are the gifts, we are the gifts that shine. So perfectly different, uniquely intended and sublime. As we revel in this truth, we bring a silence to the disgrace that formed from delusion and dishonor. They put the mask on the face. Isn't that good? They put the mask on the face. And so, I start out with my question to you. What is your mask on for? What is it that you are choosing to cover up? To not honor? I mean, it's such an interesting conversation, because I think about all the traveling that I've done over the years, and there's a friend of mine that I was speaking to yesterday. She's a makeup artist, amazingly globally respected artist. She's worked with a huge amount of A-list business people and entrepreneurs and all of that. And we were on the road together years ago. We were on a plane. She pulled out a photograph of herself from years past. And it was a much thinner version of her. And from the energy coming off of the photograph, it also seemed like a more peaceful version of her. Now, I'm not saying that the peace was there because she was thin. That really is not the area of the conversation. What I found interesting was that the person that I know now and the person that I knew when we were on that plane was someone who clearly, through her behavior and through the energy that she walked with, was not someone that was really giving much respect to what her physical form was in at that time in her life. And look, all things are going to change. I mean, I think about myself as well. And, you know, I've always been lean. I'm 6'2", average, normally around 190, 192 if it's a good muscle building time. But I think about years in the past when I spent many days largely wanting to be something different, largely wanting to substantially contort my system, my being. And you know, I'm not talking about that working out is not a great thing. That's all wonderful, and it's a given that that's an absolute necessity to our wholeness. I'm talking about when we get it twisted, and that the issue becomes not about maximizing what we have, but it really becomes about trying to create a different identity so that we can be in peace with who we are. You know, I mean, it's fascinating to me, the people that I've met, and no matter what level of power they've been given in the world through their different endeavors or what they're called to do in the world, how many of them, when I've had conversations with them, interactions with them, there's something that's leaking from them. Even though they've got all this stature in the world and position, there's another quieter energy that they're not necessarily aware that someone is in tune with that is saying there's shame, there's hiding. And so this is what we want to be looking at today, as I am looking directly at you. Because you chose to be here right now. You chose to click on the video. You chose to be at the website. Which means that there's definitely a side of you that is a version of you, an element of you that is ready to take on a new level of self-honor and self-authentic expression. Authentic self-expression. Now look, I'm in this conversation, we're talking about physical beings or the physical body, and it's amazing. I think about how many ways that contortion, that disgrace of ourselves is showing up. The book says, from hair so intimately tied to the merrily dancing long, it's the place of pure acceptance that for all we should belong. And so I think about, the chocolate crew, my chocolate people that have their kinkier, tighter version of hair. And then there's those that are blonde with manes of billowing hair, to the person that's short or, 4 foot something or 5 foot something that weighs this much and weighs that much. And I think about how many of us are really oftentimes trying to be something different. And the conversation is not just about the physical construction of us. But if we are closing the door to this most pivotal part of us, that is going to be the real base level identification of who we are, our physical form. If we go somewhere, it's interesting. I just also started a line of t-shirts that are with the title, We Are Gifts. It says that right on the front. And then there's the poetry that I just read to you on the back of the t-shirt. And I was speaking to my graphic designer earlier, and it's funny because I obviously created the poetry, knew that I wanted to do the t-shirts so that there could be this power that people get to wear with them all the time. But when I actually got back the samples yesterday, I had sort of a newer understanding of the power that could be. That for whoever is wearing that, if it's the short person or the tall person or the muscle person or the very, very lean person, that no matter where they go, they get to be a constant defining statement to whoever goes past them, whoever bears witness to them, that their version of a human physical form is a gift. It is a gift. You are a gift. I don't know what you look like. I don't know what your voice sounds like. I think about myself. Years ago, I was about 8 or 9 years old. I was in the choir, and I was working on a song with the choir, and this young Caucasian female turned around and said, "Don't sing the song. You're not pronouncing the word right." And I think about what that did to me, because I let someone else's opinion about me matter so much that up until years ago, I was not really celebrating what God had distinctly given me as my interpretations, as my nuances, and what I got to be, or what I now get to be as a vocal artist, and how I get to use my vocal instrument in song or in speaking, was thwarted. The power of it was thwarted because I didn't honor my way of using my gifts and my skills. And so this is where the conversation goes. We're bridging it now from the physical being to what are the other areas of your life if we're not honoring the base levels of our voice and those components of us that are the natural IDs to people when they hear us, when they see us. If we're shutting the door on those, what else is being impacted? Where else is our life paying for that? Inside of our dreams, inside of the aspirations that we have, even inside of the things that we're actually drilling constant action steps to, but we're not really getting the results that we want. I always say I can't go around and be a false being to what it is I say that I stand for. And so I'm also in the process of constantly excavating the demons of my brain. The brain capacity, it's going to show up. It's going to show up in all kinds of fascinating ways if we don't guide it. If we don't say that it is so, that we can step boldly, yes, boldly with who we are. We are gifts. You are an amazing gift. What skill sets, what natural DNA elements of you have you been getting whispers? It's not like we're completely blind to who we're being, but what are the whispers inside your mind that are telling you, I need to step up about this area. I need to step up and give more voice to this. I need to give more celebration. How about we're not just being and acknowledging, but we're actually living our life to celebrate the difference that we are. We are gifts. You are a gift. The person going past you in whatever they look like and sound like and however they be is a gift. But it comes down to, are we practically using all of the modality that we have been designed to be? Are you? You're beautiful exactly as you are. Exactly as you were designed to be. If you want to get into some activity to ripen what you are so that you can be the best of you that you're supposed to be, that's one thing. But please, I ask you and I invite you to not hide, to not put a mask over. How thick is your mask? Because, we've got work to do until it's over. I know that I do. I've got some masks that that are a little bit thinner than they used to be. And I'm in process with that. I'm working on that. And so we look at this. We are gifts. It says, as we revel in the truth, as we revel in this truth, we bring a silence to the disgrace that formed from delusion and dishonor. Delusion and dishonor. I'm going to say those words again, and you let your system speak to you as to where they're showing up and keeping you away from your ultimate destiny that has been the quiet yearning of your heart as you go to sleep, as you wake up in the morning and get into your activities. It's for something. Where is your disgrace and your dishonor showing up? What area of your life is it showing up to? I know that there's new life being ignited in you from this conversation right now, exactly as I'm looking at you right now. As I'm having this conversation so that I am honoring you. Don't matter what you look like. Not skin, not size, not shape, not hair, not voice, not intensity, not suppleness. All of that is good. Because all of that is you as God. So, thank you for tuning in today to the We Are Gifts topic of living front and center. Ignite your life. Ignite your you. And have fun. And live large. Yeah, this is good stuff. Talk to you next time.